Hi, Sandy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the ADK Rock and I don't know why I said it that way. Rock and Metal channel. Today we're going to be talking about the band Hypocrisy and the song Chemical Whore, which came out in 2021. This is a Swedish, the Swedish death metal, not melodic death metal, the Swedish death metal band that formed in originally 1991. Before we get into the video and discuss it, here's a quick word from today's video sponsor.
Peggy Farmer.
3, 2, 1. Okay, so Hypocrisy, Chemical. The way we've done this, we've all got away. We've watched the video, we've made our own individual notes, and we're going to try and break this down for you bit by bit. So to see what we're talking about, here is the first minute of the song for you at home. Check it out. Okay, first minute in, first thought. So I'm going to kick this one off and then we'll take it from there. But for me, great initial look of the video. Shot like a budget horror movie was my kind of idea. They spent all the budget on the tubes.
Oh yeah, and the cryogenic.
Cryogenic tubes was basically where the entire money went on to, because the thing that made me look at it was when you saw the plastic sheeting on the walls and you could see the crease lines from like where they unfolded them from B&Q and just hung them. They hadn't had enough time to let them hang long enough to drop down properly.
Didn't pick that up.
But
you're a videographer, aren't you?
But it reminds me of Scarlet Envy's, like, was it Not Dead Yet, where they did the same video and they had plastic sheeting in a garage with their halogen spotlights.
Yeah.
So again, it's where you get those sheets down. We did it with the song Bella in with Telescribe, and you can see the creases in it because you don't have enough time to let them. You need to leave them up for about 24 hours to let the creases naturally fall out because they're plastic. It looked great though, so I thought the warehouse set was great. Really sinister intro riff, very dark, very like The one thing I had a question mark was like, there's a guy pushing a gurney on freaking sand on a beach. How the hell do you do that? Have you ever tried pushing something like a gurney?
What is a gurney?
Hospital gurney.
Oh, right.
The wheeled
wheeled
bed.
Yeah, it's like a wheeled bed.
Yeah.
Like you move around hospitals. Have you ever tried pushing one of those things on sand or anything on sand?
Anything wheeled instrument on sand.
He's just pushing. I'm like, why would you do that? That's insane.
Well, we know why he does it. That's towards the end of the video, but
I was just like, that's
he should
just
have
weird.
picked a more appropriate mode of transport.
Yeah, like a sled or something. No, just carry the body on the top. But yeah, good intro riff, good setup on the original shot. So Andy.
Yeah, like you, Dave. Really great opening. Really like the introduction to the song. And it did look really good. I didn't get the budget look to it, but I thought it looked quite high production. You know, as I didn't notice the crease sheeting that were bordering the walls, but
budget UK horror film, not budget music video.
All right,
big difference. So budget horror music video would be different, but if it was a UK horror film done on a budget, then that would be what that would look like.
So yeah, you got the sort of suspended bodies in the tubes, which was really interesting. I mean, initially, again, this is a band I've heard of, but I don't think I've heard a note of before. But this was a really good song. The vocalist, he's quite well known in metal circles, even controversial. But I'm sure you'll fill in on that, Kirk.
Don't know anything about
him. And I'll think, oh yes, I do know that when you say. But yeah, I really like his vocals. They're aggressive and low, but he enunciates the words very well. You can hear everything he's saying. So a really good sort of start to the track.
Yeah, so Peter Turkgren is more famous as a producer, and he's definitely, along with Dan Swerno and what's called from Opeth, they are like the holy trinity of that form of Swedish death metal. And guess which album he produced when the band reformed for 2006? Celtic Frost, Monotheist. There you go, get your drink. No, so
I'll do it for you, Andy.
Being serious, this song, for a start, is clearly an attack on that American billionaire family, the Sackler family, and that company, Purdue Pharma, who've now entered bankruptcy, who are widely blamed for the opioid epidemic in America, thanks to a drug called OxyContin. And there's a lot of powerful dramas out there on Netflix, etc., which talk about this. They are the most hated family in America. And indeed, they've even been called, they've got blood on their hands because of this drug. He's taken him at that. Musically, I love this. This is my type of crunchy, mid-tempo death metal, down tune, half-timing grooves, very articulate. Even though he's growling, you can hear every word in it. And you're right, I want to pick up what you said, Dave. It's quite dark, isn't it? Even though you've got these crunchy riffs, you've got a second guitar sliding among the chords, really simple phrasing, almost like in ethereal formation.
He's sheathing his sword.
Yeah, in contrast to the bone-crunching chug riff. So I think that really works well. You ready to raise your drink? Guess which band probably did that first? From Sweden?
Mr. Bungle.
Meshuggah. Yeah, they're famous for it. But yeah, great start. And those cryogenic pods, I think because they got my attention, I didn't notice any amateur background sheets. Yeah, so I think it's a great start to this video. And I remember reviewing this album. What do you think I gave it out of 10?
7.
Yes. The album's called Worship, and it's the 13th record of their career.
Well, I think some of the things we just talked about is actually in this next minute. So this is minute 1 to 2 for you at home. Okay, so yeah, you've already picked up a couple of these bits. So I actually had the same thing. So I liked how the riff going into like the verses was very open.
Yeah.
It wasn't like muted or chugged down. It had a lot of space to it. I love the fact it was an open riff with a triplet kick pattern underneath. So I like it when, if a guitar is going real fast and tripling up, I like the drums to be simple, but I like it when the guitars are open, that the drums can fill that space. I hate it when you get real fast guitars and real fast drums, which we could talk about with like Dragon Force, Through the Fire and Flames. When they happen, it can sound really sloppy when you get sort of things like that. I almost said this didn't feel like Swedish death metal. This felt like almost like melodic doom to me.
Yeah, it's dark.
It's far darker.
And a lot more down tuned. They really...
It felt sinister. Yeah. It didn't feel like death metal. It felt doomish.
They're leaning into that groove as well, aren't they? Yeah.
But it has that great chuggy riff in that part. And I also picked, again, guttural vocals, but they were clear. I'm not a fan of real guttural vocals, but when you can clearly hear what they're saying still, and they can still deliver that, I'm a big fan of that. I thought that worked really well. But I think you both have already talked about these topics for that minute. So can we move on to the chorus?
Well, I'm going to say, I don't know where it falls in the video, but the sort of the female characters that are kind of in shot with the sort of spiky shoulder pads, is that taken they look that look, that costume, whatever they're meant to portray, looks very familiar. Is that from a sci-fi series? Is that a Doctor Who thing? It looks familiar to me.
It looked familiar, but I couldn't pick it out.
Yeah.
Is it a direct copy of something?
I did think, is this a reference to a popular drama or film? Yeah, myself, I wouldn't be able to answer that.
All right.
Okay. Let's kick into the next minute. So this is minutes 2 to minute 3, and will be basically our chorus. Let's check it out. Okay, so this was basically, I picked this out. This was really where the chorus kicks in. And it's weird because it feels like it's building, like it's almost a pre-chorus, like it's building to another chorus, and it doesn't go there. But all the riffs sound like they could have either been used as a verse or a chorus. All the you could like, even when the verse is going on, you're like, that could have been a chorus, and the chorus could have been a verse, and you could just swap them around and just try and change slightly how the lyrics, because there's no real clear defined verse chorus. I actually quite like that.
Yeah.
But the only thing it does mean is you don't have that natural hook ability where there's a like when we talked about Avenged Sevenfold and Hail to the King, where there's a natural hook and there's something that's memorable. There wasn't there for me, but there was nothing again that was making me go, oh, I'm not a fan of that. The riffs were all very good, and just interchangeable was the only thing I picked out on that one. Kirk?
Yeah, the song structure at this stage is quite simple, isn't it? To accentuate that message that Big Pharma is evil and it's not concerned with people's health. They only answer to shareholders. It's very clear.
Yeah.
He is quite outspoken, or tendentious, I think is the word you would use. Yeah, you're right as well about that. If you look into death metal for choruses, you're in the wrong genre, aren't you? But because they've got so much groove, it does lead you towards that, doesn't it? I think that's why it's quite a triumphant song in that way, because it's dark, it's sinister, yet somehow it's accessible. Did you not find?
Yeah, it's quite a sort of simple and almost predictable chorus.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a while since I watched it, but I can hear the chorus in my head and the words that are used in it. But as you said, David, you don't go to death metal for choruses, but
No.
It's all about just getting he really just wants to hammer on the message here, doesn't he?
That is clear.
Yeah.
The message from the song is clear in the chorus, definitely.
Okay, let's look at minutes 3 to minute 4 for you at home. Okay, I don't have much to say around this one. The only thing I wrote was pods look cool. I don't know what I like. Cool,
Was
cool
there,
pods.
was there a 1 Minute Silence album cover that had cryogenic pods on? That's what it was.
There was something similar to that. Do you know what though? Musically, this actually started at this point in the song was reminding me of our friends in Muskill.
Yeah.
That's when I started hearing some of the stuff being delivered there. I was like, do you know, this could sound like a Muskill track at this point.
Is that the vocals? Because I've noted down that they get a bit more aggressive, a bit more raspier.
There was a raspier vocal and some of the guitar parts in this as well. But it wasn't exactly.
Yeah, maybe I've got a bit of Muskill vibe at that point as well.
Because Muskill's getting like there is a death. I mean, when we talk about Muskill, we talk about them as like some people say thrash, but there is definitely a lot of death metal in them as well.
Yeah.
So almost like a death. They're not quite death metal, but they're not thrash metal either. There is a nice blend of those two in them, and that's why I kind of felt in that 3 to 4 minute good riffs and good vocal delivery. So yeah, nothing else really standing out for me for that section. Anything for you, Kirk?
Yeah, lyrics, 3 minutes 46, and this is where it becomes a lot more animated. Tranquilize mind to make sure you won't make trouble or fight. Remote controlled drugs, you can tell them. You can't tell right from wrong. And then he says, "Oh, lies," and raises his arms up in the air like some kind of preacher.
Right.
That's quite dramatic how he does that. You're right. He's outspoken. I think he got a lot of flack during COVID for, he was definitely on the side of those against being vaccinated. So that's why Peter Turgtgren, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, I think it is that way. That's why he did get, you might have, seen him on Metal Sucks or Metal Injection, because he was quite outspoken on that.
Okay.
So, yeah, do you know what's good about this? It's a song that has something to say and is very clear about it. It takes a stance.
Yep.
And you don't normally listen to death metal for that, do you? They're often talking about a fucking zombie apocalypse or something like that. So when you actually get something that's talking about social issues,
yeah,
it's gonna get your attention.
I mean, can we go? That's just reminding me of some of the key points in the video. There are scenes where my friends with the spiky shoulder pads are filling another woman's mouth with numerous pills.
Yeah.
That's quite disturbing. And then we've got the guy, as you said, Dave, pushing a body on a hospital gurney through the sand on the beach, and then it ends with...
Oh, the ending is so poignant. We'll come to that one.
We'll get to that when we get to this. We're going to come, the dissection-y bit, whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's look at the last bit. So from minutes 4 to the end of the song, so minutes 4 to around 5:30. Over to you. Okay, so this is we finished the track. We can talk about some of the visuals. I'll let you guys talk about the visuals on it. I mean, it's, for me though, very accessible metal track. It's not, when I heard Hypocrisy, I was like, it's a band I hadn't heard. Then I looked into it, I was like, Swedish death metal. I'm like, this, before I even started watching this, I'm like, I'm not going to like this. This is,
you're thinking, right, yeah, it's going to be like,
I'm like, this is going to be something that's either, it's not going to be anything really wrong with it that's going to put me off like black metal, but it's not going to be anything that I'm going to really enjoy listening to. It's going to be something I'm going to be bored more than anything else. But I actually really did enjoy this, the track to do it. But it also helped with the video because visually it's a very striking video. And it does exactly what you want. It tells a story. So you can watch that video, you could turn the music off, you could watch it and understand what they're trying to tell you. The forcing of the pills and at the end where they get all the pills back and they harvest the pills again.
It even starts with
friggin' harsh.
stats at the beginning, doesn't it? About
Yeah.
how many Americans are
That was
addicted
quite disturbing, wasn't
to
it?
these painkiller drugs. Yeah.
But yeah, overall thoughts, Andy.
Yeah, like you, I hadn't heard Hypocrisy. I wasn't quite sure what I was expecting, but summarising, the vocals were strong and aggressive, but clear. Video absolutely tells the story of the theme of the song, and there's some disturbing parts in it.
Yeah, musically, it's like a groove metal version of Carcass, this song, and I think the disturbing final scene is when the woman's pushed into a human death pit at the end, like a piece of chattel. It actually does, you imagine, some of those horrific, or those atrocities committed at Treblinka during the Second World War. You see some of those images, and it really did bring to mind that. And it's very clear, isn't it? Big Pharma is evil. I know that the world's not black and white, and you can always take a stance between good and evil, but it's very clear where Hypocrisy's opinions lie on this subject. And it's very powerful as well.
Very black and white on that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Hypocrisy and Chemical Whore. If you enjoyed our video today, please do like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the video sometime very soon. Take care.